Mr. Timek, I want to just run back through the past 5 days and some of the things that are happening internationally and here in the United States, because social media played a part in all of these, or at least it's some connection with an ISIS threat. In Indonesia, in the last 24 hours, in Saudi Arabia, 48 hours ago, 3 different separate attacks. There in Iraq, 250 people dead in one attack in Baghdad. In Bangladesh, 20 people at least that we know of that are dead. And then on Friday, something that I know you didn't miss, but a lot of Americans missed, the FBI picked up a gentleman named Mohammed Jalloh, and he was a person plotting an attack similar to a Fort Hood attack here in the United States that seems to be self-radicalized online by watching videos of Anwar al-Awlaki. That could have been a very different day for America, Friday, but the FBI was engaged. What can we learn just about the engagement of that particular, or things like what happened with Mohammed Jalloh, and ways that social media or outside sources help influence him?
Thank you, sir. So as I mentioned in my opening remarks, you know, in general, we've got 3 types of attacks or 3 types of plots: directed, enabled, and inspired. And of course, the largest threat to the United States is that HVE subset, the group that is inspired or enabled to conduct an attack. And they're quite frankly the hardest because they're not communicating. So as Director Comia spoke in the past, we've got roughly 1,000 of these HVE cases across the country. They are difficult at times, and we need to use social media to the extent possible. As was mentioned, the majority of our cases last year, the arrests, all had significant aspects in social media. Many of the cases began with an anonymous online moniker. And so we need to understand that that's the dynamic, the world we live in. So as we focus on the HVE threat, we need to focus in the online space so that we can properly identify and predicate investigations, and then use all the tools that we are afforded, all the tools in our tool chest, to quickly act on individuals who have the intent and stop them before they obtain that capability to conduct an attack.
So a way to be even able to guess at this point for the FBI, cases like Mohammed Jalloh that have happened in the past year, where the FBI learns about this individual self-radicalized online, preparing to actually carry out an attack, and then there's an engagement by FBI.
So I think the most concerning trend that we've seen in the past year when we identify these individuals online is the speed which with they mobilize. So that flash to bang effect you've heard us talk about is going now in days, even weeks, as opposed to months and years. That for us is a very concerning fact. We have to quickly identify and work to mitigate the threat faster than we had to do even 2 years ago.
Thank you.